reading's great, so let's all shout it out. Reading helps you know what you're talking about. Let's see what these folks have to say about reading.
Have you read the Arizona law?
I have not had a chance to. I've glanced at it. I have not read it.
It's 10 pages. It's a lot shorter than the health care bill, which was 2,000 pages long.
Have you had a chance to review the new law that was passed by the state of Arizona?
I have not reviewed it in detail. I certainly know of it, Senator.
So you're not prepared to make a judgment on it?
Indeed, our failure to act responsibly at the federal level will only open the door to irresponsibility by others. And that includes, for example, the recent efforts in Arizona, which threaten to undermine basic notions of fairness that we cherish as Americans.
The proposed law would require immigrants to carry their alien registration documents at all times and require police to question people if they have a reason to suspect that they are in the United States illegally. Translation: stop people of color at will.
Asking religious, civic, political, and other national organizations to not patronize Arizona with its conventions and its conferences. And we ask that because part of the economic sanction is the national embarrassment that this leadership in this state deserves.
Does SB 1070 racially profile?
I think that is not the central thesis of the government's concern about 1070.
But does it? Does the statute racially profile or not?
Look, the statute itself is in litigation and is going to be heard by a federal judge this week. So I don't want to comment too much on it.
If you were visiting in Arizona and you had an accent and you were a citizen from, my state of New York, you could be subjected to the kind of inquiry that is called that this law permits.
Do you think it invites profiling, racial profiling?
But I don't think there's any doubt about that.
And we all know what happens in Arizona when you don't have ID. Adios, amigos.
Why is the federal government leaving our borders porous for anybody to come in anywhere they want?
If you knew anything about our borders, you would know that that's not the case. Our borders are quite secure, thank you.
How do you figure that?
Some of those construction companies find it easier to hire undocumented workers.
I think that any information you have in that regard is absolutely without foundation. Maybe someplace, but it's not here in Nevada.
You've probably been to a graduation or two. So have I. We know that thousands of those students that come here on student visas aren't going home. It's summer. We see all the tourists here in Washington, D.C. We know that thousands of those tourists aren't going home. We know that there are workers that come here on temporary work permits. We know they're not all going home. 40% of all the undocumented workers, our undocumented population, came here legally to this country and have overstayed their visas.
We will not succeed unless we also do something to generate more jobs, unless we do something to change the population distribution, which to me means more immigrants.